Hello guys, today's topic is all about all the important indicators which we can use for breakout trading. The first and the best indicator which I can say is Bollinger Bands, which I have already discussed in the previous video, how we can identify the momentum of the stock. The same indicator which also can be useful to identify the breakout. But the breakout always should be based on support and resistance. These indicators only to help these support and resistance and the breakout situations. You should not use any indicator for decisions. You should use support and resistance in the breakout for decision making and the indicators to identify the breakout just to understand in case if there is any breakout or not. Please do not use the indicator itself as the main tool to identify the breakout. Remember this point clearly. Let's take Bollinger Band indicator. You can type here Bollinger Bands. I already marked it as favorite indicator. That's why it comes under favorite. You can also search here. So the default settings as it is you can use. If you observe here, like I said in the previous video, whenever there is upper Bollinger Band and lower Bollinger Band comes together and then starts moving away with the candlesticks breaks either side of the Bollinger Bands and that side the momentum starts. When we discussed about momentum, we discussed about this point, but also the same point help us to identify the breakout whenever there is squeeze between upper Bollinger Band and lower Bollinger Band. Then if the candle starts forming either side of the Bollinger Band, for example here the candle has started forming above the upper Bollinger Band, then we can start thinking if there is any breakout. We should not decide that if the breakout happened within Bollinger Band, we should not blindly go and place our order. We should always look at pattern breakout. For example, for some time we'll disable Bollinger Band and I'm going to draw support and resistance of this stock. This is a nice resistance and this is a nice support, and you can easily identify that this is channel pattern. Then there is a breakout here. The same time even Bollinger Band also gave the breakout. So this is how we can use Bollinger Band to identify the breakouts, not to take the decisions. Decisions should be based on the breakout of patterns or the breakout of support and resistance. So here the resistance has broken and then it has gone upside. Again there is a resistance here. So it has gone till this point and then started reversing. It has gone till this point and then immediately I booked my profit. Recently I posted about this stock in the Telegram channel Trading Redefined. This is how we can use Bollinger Band for two reasons. One is to identify the breakout, another is to identify the momentum of the trend. Another important indicator is 50-day moving average. Let's take 50-day moving average. I just taken that moving average here, but defaultly we get 9-day moving average. We just need to change this to 50-day moving average and then click on OK. I generally use this 50-day moving average with yellow color. That's my default settings. So I just change that to yellow color. Let me disable Bollinger Band here. The main reason for 50-day moving average is most of the times it can be any stock. It respects the 50-day moving average very often. Most of the stocks respects 50-day moving average either in daily time frame or in weekly time frame or in hourly time frame or in 15 minutes time frame. It doesn't matter whatever time frame it is. It keeps respecting any time frame during its trend. If you observe here, nicely it has taken support of 50-day moving average and then started moving a little upside. Again, it has broken this 50-day moving average and then it has come down. I don't use 50-day moving average for entry position. I just use 50-day moving average only to trail stop loss. Since most of the times stocks take support at 50-day moving average either in hourly time frame or in daily time frame or in 15 minutes time frame. I use this indicator only for trailing the stop loss. This will be the best indicator which I say for trailing stop loss. Another important indicator what I use is MACD indicator to identify the Nifty or Bank Nifty direction, especially for intraday. For short term trading, I don't bother about what direction these are moving, but for intraday, definitely I seek the support of the Nifty and Bank Nifty whenever I place any order on stocks. So let's take MACD indicator. Again, MACD will take as it is with default settings. There is a center line, we call it as zero line here. If you see here, there is zero line here. Whenever the blue line and red line are above this center line, that means the direction is clearly upside. Whenever there is indication saying blue line is crossing above the red line and moving above the red line, then the direction is upside. And whenever red line is above and blue line is below, then we say that the direction is downside. But there is a logic here. When these two lines are already above the zero line and if the blue line is above the red line, then only we should consider it as uptrend. Whenever these two lines are above the zero line, the center line, but red line is above and the blue line is below, then we call it as sideways trending. And similarly, even for downtrend, whenever there is these two lines are below the center line, zero line, and if the red line is above and the blue line is below, then we call it as downtrend. And whenever these two lines are below the zero line and then blue line is above and red line is below, then we call it as sideways trend. I apply this only for Nifty and Bank Nifty to identify the current direction of the Nifty and Bank Nifty. Whenever I trade on intraday, this will be very helpful. If we observe here, at this point, Nifty has taken the support with 50-day moving average in hourly time frame. Time frame is hourly time frame. And most of the times candles have taken support of 50-day moving average here. Even here. See how clearly it has taken support and how clearly it has taken support. And here the same 50-day moving average became resistance. The next video is all about short-term trading setup. In that video, I will explain clearly how we can use the combination of chart patterns, support and resistance, and all the important indicators. Then you will understand very clearly how we can use all these as a combination to get the entry point and to trail the stop loss and to exit the trend. Until that, see you guys.